Crown Jewel 2025 has just concluded, and I think it is definitely one of the best events of the year. They definitely made up for their sort of lacking and fumbled WrestlePalooza, and let's just get into what I thought of all the matches. Firstly, I'm going to talk about Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns in their Australian street fight. Please don't mind the horrifically bad accent I just tried there. I think it was very good. I don't know why they have to do these, like, Donnybrook match, Australian street fights. I don't really necessarily see the difference. I know, obviously, they included a cricket bat and some Australian-themed things, but, it was definitely something. I think it was very good that they put Bronson Reed over, and I definitely think him beating Roman Reigns gave him a little bit more cred, especially with what happened on Raw. Not going to talk about that, but yeah, it was something. Jay accidentally spearing Reigns through the table is definitely good. It'll be very interesting to see the dynamic between those. And obviously Reed won. It was a decent match. It was definitely one of the low enders of the night. It wasn't the violent spectacle I would have thought it could have been, but it had some fun moments. But Bronson Reed winning was definitely the right call. Next match, Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton. Right winner, in my opinion. Vaquer beated Stratton, but they only got 10 minutes, and I thought that was really disappointing. They put on a phenomenal show, they had great chemistry, and the longer the match went, the more competitive it felt. I think there were some sloppy spots, but the majority of what they did was good, and I really liked the way that Vaquer won the match, but I think they could have gone longer. So I am a little bit disappointed in that, but our new Women's Crown Jewel champion is Stephanie Vaquer, and I'm proud to see it. It was a really good match, and, it may not have been the best of the night due to its length, but again, 2 solid matches, already starting better than WrestlePalooza did. Crown Jewel had a very hot and good start. The next match was John Cena versus AJ Styles, and in my opinion, I think this was probably the match of the night. Personal opinion here, love AJ, love John, and I'm loving the callback after callback after callback. It's so good, and it's a bit sad that this is the last time we'll ever see AJ versus John, but also AJ's career is going to end next year, and the pop was amazing. I really think that the crowd respected, and the Australian crowd was very, very good. It was a good overall match with plenty of little moments and callbacks to all of the moves used. You had a skull-crushing finale in there. You had some callbacks to Daniel Bryan's move, even like a little reference to Hangman Adam Page. There was so many references, and I loved it. Another very good match, but best match of the night so far. Also, AJ coming out in his TNA ring gear, loved it. It was fucking brilliant. I was so happy to see that. I'm going to list every single thing. There was Cena hitting the skull-crushing finale. Styles hit the Scorpion Death Drop, Sting's Scorpion Death Drop. Cena used Rusev's Accolade. Styles used the Coquina Clutch. Cena pulled out the walls of Jericho and Sister Abigail that got me emotional. Styles used Christopher Daniels' Angel Wings. Cena hit an RKO and a rope hung DDT, referencing good old Randy Orton. Styles used Cena's own AA against him. Styles hit Frankie Kazarian's Fade to Black. Cena used Undertaker's Choke Slam. Styles hit a Sweet Chin Music, and Cena hit a Tombstone Pile Driver, and then an Attitude Adjustment to win the match. Fucking brilliant. I'm sorry, that's all I can do to describe it. Such a good match. Loved all the references. Loved it. Next match is Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors. Another solid match. Rio putting on a show. I loved the Rio on the, written on the cheek, which was a nice reference to the Rhea and Dom thing they used to do. I think the only bad thing about this match, it was expected, but Ripley and Io winning, they wouldn't let Rhea lose in front of a home crowd, but I think they're just trying to make the Kabuki Warriors look good. But they're not looking good because they're getting beaten show after show after show. So that is a bit disappointing, but overall, another good match. Next, on to the main event, which was brilliant. I think you could say technically the best match of the night. Nostalgia's got AJ and Thingy above it for me, but I think technical prowess, this was the best match of the night. It was a one-on-one, clean one-on-one. The Vision did not accompany Seth Rollins. They did also hint on what happened on Raw. I'm not going to necessarily spoil what happened on Raw. I do think that people will know now by the time I upload it with, all of that stuff. So spoiler alert incoming. Turn the audio off as I'm about to say this. But with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed betraying Seth Rollins on Raw, potentially due to an injury in this match. Other than that, it did hint at it with them not helping. Especially Heyman was like, what'll happen if he loses, blah, blah, blah. I think that did help link to Monday if it was an injury. But I don't know. I will see where that goes. But anyway, the match itself, Rollins won, new Crown Jewel champion. He sort of had to win. I think Cody winning again would have just not made sense. There is no reason for Seth to lose, and then it would have made the Vision look really bad. The coast-to-coast diving headbutt from Rollins was insane. They sold it perfectly, and that was so good. I think overall, though, with Crown Jewel, the show was very different because there was no regular title one-on-one match like US versus IC, which I think was a little bit different, but they did have their champion v champion with the main champions. But from a technical perspective, Rollins and Cody had the best match of the night, but from a fan service perspective, it was Cena and Styles, 100%. I am gradually getting more though, with Cena only having a few dates left on his tour, so I really will see how he goes with the rest of his time. But I don't think there was a bad match in this whole event, and because of that, I think it was significantly better than WrestlePalooza. I also think it beat Clash in Paris. So overall, really good WWE. I really enjoyed the event, and yeah, tell me what you guys thought down below. All right, bye bye.